forward. Give me like 2 minutes, as I forgot I need to do something. But, you know, that is what it is. That's one. And number 2. Man, I'm gonna be so busy next year in January. It's gonna be...
That's a good thing.
I don't know, because I'm gonna do full-time school for a semester, and then I'm doing collegiate fucking League of Legends. So
That should be fun.
And then working, and then I got 3 campaigns. So, you know, it's gonna be great. I think I can handle it. I just have to get better at my time management skills and really cut down on the procrastination. But everyone loves procrastination, right, guys?
Yeah.
As long as you're having fun.
Oh,
Okay, let us begin. Since I sent my message to Mr. Joe Biden himself about student loans. And yep, anyways.
you worded letter.
Yeah, it was just say, hey, Joe, we go way back. Cut down on the student loans. Peace. And gave him a fist bump. I wrote in the PS, I'll give you some ice cream.
Hey.
I think that'll get him, I think.
Get him going.
Yeah. So hopefully I get a prompt response and the political and socio-economic state of the world will be fixed.
Nice.
Maybe I should have included what's going on in on the other side of the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should have told him to, you know, just fix it. Forehead.
Just fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, just, you know, as a, you know, an American, totally, and a total believer in Christ, if we just call upon Big J, he'll fix everything, right?
Pretty sure that's how it works, yeah.
Yeah, because they totally know Big J over there, right? Totally.
Very familiar.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Amen. Okay.
If not, they will.
Oh.
Hey, it's fun.
I don't know about that. I didn't know we were the Middle Ages once again. Is this the second coming of the revolution?
Listen,
Reconnaissance, I mean. Sorry. Oops. Not revolution. That's a different one.
we must take Jerusalem.
But for who? But for who, though?
God.
Yes, God wills it,
Don't
for
look
sure.
further into it.
Yeah. Totally. Okay. If everybody is ready, you may proceed forward with the recap.
Oh boy. As we previously on Soural and at the beginning of the game,
With their mission completed, the group returned to the Bow and the Barbarian. There, the group started planning for the coming days, with Isla and Addie focusing on the funeral, with Addie definitely not at all being nervous at the prospect of doing the eulogy. The group noticed a fair bit more eyes on them than normal during the talks as well. During this, Zaylor expressed his intentions to go back to the Poor District to continue looking into the Dreamers and any other gangs he could find. Eventually, Isla and Addie left to begin preparations for the funeral. Lyle left soon after to continue working on his own project, leaving Tegan and Zaylor for a private discussion for a few minutes before also going their separate ways. Zaylor, as he said, returned to the Poor Quarter for the night, gleaming what information he could. Helpful Urchin gave him a slight breakthrough, revealing a little of what sounded like another gang's operations. Zaylor paid the Urchin and in the morning returned tired to the manor in time for the funeral. A funeral that, while guests were arriving, Addie seemed nowhere to be seen. Lyle decided to go find him. He quickly found him shut inside the room he was given, the sound of him pacing and definitely not at all nervous. Once Lyle tried to open the door, Addie quickly pushed against it on the other side. Lyle then decided to start hammering out the pins to the hinges on the door to get in. Lyle, while hammering out the pins, started giving Addie a pep talk, giving him a motivational speech. Addie, at that, let him in, and once inside, Lyle casted heroism on him, making Addie immune to fear for a whole 1 minute. This is where we left off.
Yeah.
With them two making their way back to the funeral.
Yeah. So, we set the scene with Addie and Lyle walking back, making their way towards the funeral area.
What's the funeral areas? Like indoors, outdoors?
It's outdoors.
It's outdoors. Okay. What's the weather like?
It's cloudy.
Cloudy. The
Hold
the
on. Roll a
world
D100
is,
for me,
mourning.
guys.
I can do it. Okay.
Boom. Oh shit, 94. Big number.
Big number, good.
Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Always good.
94 dragons we have to fight.
Okay, so well, so on this cloudy day, there are some strange things happening in the sky, but no one seems to really pay too much mind to it, as their minds are somewhere else. At least that's what it seems.
The Zaylor is still tired and leaning against Isla's shoulder, wherever they're sitting.
Lyle and Addie?
I'm just
Okay.
walking alongside.
Yeah.
Okay.
No body, right? Post casket.
Yeah, there's no body. There's just an image of him. A very nice portrait.
Okay.
You
Addie's
get to
gonna.
keep the back row, right?
Sorry?
It's not going anywhere. It's not like we're burying the image, no?
No.
Right?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Are we doing like the Pharaoh thing and burying Derek along with his...
You know, that's something for you guys to decide.
Okay, so Addie walks to the front and center, having been empowered by a minute of heroism. Thanks the barbarian for that. And as he walks, he does what was that spell again? he does druid craft so that there's the sound of falling leaves and a gentle breeze just
Mm.
starts making the ambience more in tune with a funeral rite of a great man that we are burying today. And
I should keep in mind, no one's here yet, or not many. There's like Zir.
I
Yeah,
thought everyone.
Not
I
yet,
know,
not yet, not yet, not yet.
Oh my god! Take two, take two. Okay,
This is your prep. This is your prep.
dry run.
How long till the funeral proper starts?
I thought that
Um,
was my cue.
you see, you know, people trickling
We
in
got
now.
we got miscommunication in what time we should be arriving.
I'll just say
Zay
within.
was just going to whisper to Isla that he's just gonna go, I'll be right back. He's going to stand up and head back inside the manor for a moment.
I'll say as you
Okay.
make your way towards the manor, you see a lot more people coming in, and
He's going to try and avoid all of them.
I'll say one thing catches your eyes. You can definitely see what seems to be a more decorated carriage begin to make its way.
Yeah.
Like royal level of decoration.
It is safe to assume so.
Yeah. He's avoiding them too.
Okay.
The Zaylar's ultimate goal is to head to the library and warn Geronimo to be extra cautious today. People are trailing in. Don't want anyone getting too curious.
The
Basically,
curiosity
shut
is
this
just for
shit
him.
down for the day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what Zay was doing.
Okay.
As
Yeah, go ahead.
as like people start filtering in, could I start playing a tune on my bagpipes
Of course.
whilst giving Addie a bardic inspiration?
Of course.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes.
Beautiful.
Say as you begin playing your bagpipes, you can finally see like in not too far off a troop, I guess, of some armed men surrounding what seems to be 3 individuals who seem to be wearing a veil of some kind. It's obviously to. It's obvious, you know, who they are to you, but and some people can infer who they are as well, but they seem to be
cloaked up.
cloaked up a little bit, and a little bit more on the not really discreet, but you know. But they're dressed appropriately given the situation, and they seem to they seem to have their own little area to sit down, not too far off, but not too close either. Probably a little bit closer to the front, that's for sure. At this point, you would definitely see. I assume Desailor is like back at this point, right?
Presumably, if it's been a few minutes.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't take long to warn Geronimo.
Yeah, you would see the woman that Zir was talking about.
Veronica.
Yep. She sits next to Zir with a little bit of a sour face. Both of them greet each other with a sour face.
Ooh.
backstory there that the Zailer's never gonna question.
Addie's gonna be welcoming each person as they come in.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm also gonna be making small talk, getting everyone to be comfortable. Like, I guess ask questions like, "Oh, how did you know the deceased?" and stuff like that. It would be
What a
interesting
good
to
friend.
hear what they answered.
Yeah, you would definitely get
Here's our
some
cat.
responses. You would hear some responses such as like, "Oh, I met him at the orphanage. He generously gifted us or funded the orphanage, and gave us some opportunities." Yeah, for others, you would just see, or you would hear that hear that they had a history with them in the past, but they don't really elaborate. You also just hear like things such as I work with them, so on and so forth. A lot of the people you meet seem to have been not necessarily close, but they have some connection to him. It's probably mostly nobles who are present that interacted with him. But there are some outliers for sure. Okay. As the last few people trickled away in, you kind of see Derek, who was probably out at the front, also like guiding people in, make his way inside, make his way to the venue, and so to speak, be the last person, and kind of gives you the nod, Addy, as he sits in the back, or stands, I guess. Kind of like trying to gesture to you, and you can kind of see his body language kind of try to insinuate that well, everyone is accounted for at this point.
Even Sailor is back.
Yes.
Yes, he's back, but he's
He,
somewhere.
Somewhere.
I
Okay.
think he's just next to Isla, but he's looks sleepy. He's leaning on her shoulder. And he's not at all paying attention. He's just going over what he learned last night.
Okay.
Yep.
So Addie's gonna do his practiced entrance again. More confident
Yes.
now, having done this the second time in the same day.
Hey, practice makes perfect.
Yes. So he's gonna just cantrip Druid Craft to set the mood, get the rush of a gentle wind going, and the sound of falling leaves, and have flowers start to bloom and blossom around the the deceased's picture. He gathers his breath as he comes to the front and faces the people who've come together for this great man, and then nods to Isla and Zaylor, nods to the barbarian and Tegan, and starts talking. O great and merciful Vatum, we gather here in solemn reverence to remember and honor a fallen father, mentor, and friend, Alfred Neri, who once walked among us with bravery and valor, has now embarked on his final journey into the unknown. While he did great things, he also did the little things that mattered to the normal and common people. He helped and funded orphanages, and seeing the great multitude gathered here today for his funeral, I have no doubt as to how many individuals this great man has touched. In this world of magic and mystery, where the line between life and death is often blurred, we acknowledge the fragility of our mortal existence Let Alfred's passing remind us of the precious gift of life and the importance of cherishing each moment we have with our companions. Guide us, O mighty ones, to live lives worthy of remembrance, filled with honor, compassion, and valor. And as we pay our respects to Alfred, may his spirit find eternal rest, and may he forever reside in the hallowed halls of heroes. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. I want you to roll a performance
I
check
like-
for me as well while you're at it.
What's that?
Roll a performance check for me while you're at it.
Performance check?
Dude, Lyle has tears rolling down.
Yeah.
I was
Zane wasn't
He just
paying attention.
whispers, "That was beautiful."
because that was
You can-
beautiful.
You can re-roll the bardic inspiration easy there too. If it
Oh, yeah, I think I clicked on it.
okay.
Yeah. Did it show up?
Yeah.
It did? Okay.
Well,
Okay, and I open the floor for the friends and loved ones of Alfred to give their final words of goodbye to our beloved Alfred. And then he steps out and to the side and sits.
as you make your way down and you sit down, you can definitely hear the sniffles. People are very touched by your words. You said it so eloquently, accompanied with the sounds of nature and the atmosphere. It is quite heart wrenching from some. At this point, the floor is or stand, a podium, I don't know, is still empty. But if any of you want to go up, you're more than welcome.
I
Wow.
think Isla is gonna say something. That's the daughter.
Okay. As you make your way up.
Yes. Sobbing, because Adi's speech is very, very lovely.
Of course.
Isla started with, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone that came today. Me and my friends are gonna leave soon, and we want to have this little funeral because we just realized we haven't had the chance to properly send off my father. And thank you very much for Adi. That speech was beautiful. So big.
Yep.
To a lot of people, I bet my father was a great man. He's almost like a hero. He's very brave and strong and wise. But to me and my brother, he's our father. A father that we thought we would never have. And one that we thought we won't lose anytime soon. And I took that for granted, I guess. I'm very grateful to have him and to call him as my dad. And I really hope he's resting peacefully up there. Thank you for coming. So being again.
You get I actually don't know if this is appropriate, but you get a light clap of people who
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Speak.
people are paying their respects.
Yes.
People are sobbing. I would say when you were up there, you definitely would have noticed Derek definitely sobbing, but definitely holding it in. He
Cute.
definitely would have known that he knew him for a very long time.
Yeah.
and it is quite sad for him with this news.
Would anyone else said anything?
Well, I was trying to hide his face right now because he's crying and he doesn't
Got it.
want to be seen by the common masses.
Yeah, the barbarian crying.
Yeah. He's worried about his
Barbarian is crying. He's strong and sweet and gentle. The news are gonna be like that.
The Zayler, I think, perked up a little once he heard Isla's voice and like listened to her. And then when she was finished, he just went back to what he was doing before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At this point, as no one really makes their way to the stand, you see that one of the armed guards make their way up as they sheathe their weapons, take off their helmets. It's nothing. You don't recognize this man, but this man introduces himself as one of the commanders, or the commander of Zalaria, and he kind of just introduces himself as Commander Kane, and he just states and takes out this parchment that's rolled up, and he says, "This is a message from the king." And he kind of just goes on and says, in honor of Alfred Neri, the king, sorry, not the king, the Coleton family recognizes that Alfred was a great man. Alfred? I think that's right.
Yes.
Dude, I'm getting confused. It's a great man who served his country, but also continent of Soural. He had the best intentions and did his best for both. Not both, but all beings on this plane. He saw glimpses of greatness and really strived to make that glimpse a permanent reality, and saw the greatness in all of us. The king has announced that going forward, that Alfred Neri will be considered a national hero in Zalaria for his achievements and accomplishments to make the world a better place. And going forward, starting on this day, and every year after, for as long as the Coleton family exists, we will announce this day as Alfred's Day.
Big claps.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. Addy stands up and casts create food and water and on the side for refreshments and food for the people who came.
As the people, simmer down a little bit, the Commander Kane continues on with his final message from the king, and he says, in respect to Alfred and his achievements and accomplishments throughout many years. The king will also instate that we'll announce that early plans of education and, well, specifically higher forms of education will become available to all soon, as we recognize, or the Kalestin family recognize, that education was a great factor, so we can continue to have more great people to strive to become like Alfred. And then Commander Kane closes up his scroll and he says, "That is all," and makes his way down.
Yeah,
Thank
Addy
you, sir.
observes if anyone else is speaking. If no one, then he'll announce that there's food and refreshments at the back.
Okay. On that note, people begin to whisper to one another, but Derek will step forward and just effectively announce that, and he will thank everyone for coming, and that they may enjoy themselves enjoy what refreshments they have, and effectively announce that that will be it for today's congregation. He then steps down and then notifies Yuta Zaylor and Isla that a group of individuals over there with the armed men request their presence, as things come to an end for today.
Yes.
But he tells you guys no rush, as he imagines people will come up to you to say their goodbyes and so on and so forth.
As he mentions people will come up to him, Zayla begins looking for a way out. Like, Isla would recognize the behavior of, like, oh, he's looking for an out. An escape route.
Yeah, she just shake her head and can let him be.
Okay.
And thank the guy, the commander, I think, for the info.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, some time will pass, and you will meet a variety of people who give you their condolences. I want you to roll insight check for me.
Insight check.
Just Isla, or?
Just Isla. Unless Lyle and Addie are right behind her waiting.
Oh, I'm playing away.
That sadness.
Okay, Addie, are you gonna be?
I'm mingling with the crowd.
Okay. Sure. Okay. With a 10, good to know. You know, during your time of sorrow, I guess, you don't think too much of the people you meet and don't really think too much about their body language. Or it's hard for you to infer about their body language and whatever intentions. You know that a lot of the people you've met in your life, especially of more noble heritage or background, tend to achieve something, Um, and that is all I will say as you meet many of these people offering their condolences and so on.
So it's like amazing people gathering to send off an amazing guy. Is that how it works?
Sure.
I think it's more like people don't really care. They want something from us.
That's true. Okay. Man.
Well, at this point, after some time passes and a majority of the people take their leave, the most notable people that seem to have stuck around are Zier and Veronica, and the commander with the entourage he is protecting. There are obviously some stragglers doing their thing, enjoying their refreshments, making, people saying their final words to the image of Alfred, so on and so forth. But at this point, I would say you guys come together, and you guys have things to do.
Yes. We have to the audience with the king, I think. And then get ready to leave after so long. So Isla is letting the others know about that info that we must take audience. Is that for just me and Zaylor, or
It was
Is that
implied
for
it was the
the-
entire party.
yeah, okay. Then she let them know about that, and also asking about what are we gonna do moving forward? Are we gonna like leave soon, or yeah? What do you guys want to do?
We'll find out what he wants and decide.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Okay.
We go now.
Yeah.
Addie's coming too?
Wait, okay. Is he still busy talking?
That's what I'm trying to figure
No,
out.
we're going. Yeah.
Okay.
Chat with the king.
Yeah, so you make your way towards the king and the rest of the Calasan family, who obviously their identities are totally hidden. Commander Kane lets you on through as you find Calasan family seated ever so gracefully. And they immediately, all of them offer their condolences.
Yes. I like thank them, I guess.
King Eric will start off this conversation and says, will say, so, after he says his condolences, of course, he kind of just ends up asking you guys how you guys are holding up.
Isla is gonna say that, well, I'm doing good. I feel a lot better today after doing all this. I think it's a good, what is it? Like,
Oh,
to
closure.
finally let him go. Yeah, a good closure. Finally let him go. And we need to move on. The living needs to move on. Thank you for asking. Or is it Your Majesty? Yeah.
King Eric will, acknowledge your words. And he says, as he nods, And he'll just say, as an airplane flies through. Oh my god.
Test meteor swarm on that airplane.
Yeah. He'll just say, well, it's just good to see that. As he looks around, your mindset is more mature than what it seems for your age.
Oh.
He will also say, in this time of sorrow, we do recognize, like Commander Keen said, through me, or through him, sorry, via my words, that we do recognize everything he's done for Zelaria and, the Elven Kingdom, of course. And we will at least try to support you for a short time when we can, but like as you said, life will have to move on.
Mm-hmm.
He will just say, before we get to business, is there anything you want to talk about? Any concerns that you have? Any thing that... Any questions you wanted answers to? He looks at the entire party when he says that, by the way.
Oh,
Zaylor is the smart one, so like I have no idea.
You see Zaylor only half paying attention to even the king's words.
Shit.
Like, not necessarily out of disrespect, it's just he's focused on something else.
Isla is like nudging Zaylor and I'm like, do you have anything to ask to the king? I don't know, anything about the bad guy, maybe? Maybe she knows something.
I doubt it.
Okay.
While
He knows what we told him. I imagine if he popped up somewhere, then he'd tell us. Else he'd be going back on his word.
I didn't even remember what his word was anymore. Sorry. Lyle, you were gonna say something?
Oh yeah, Lyle is gonna speak up if nobody has any questions and ask
Yes.
Dang if he's selected a vessel already to make the journey to
Ewan.
Ewan.
Yes, we have selected a vessel. I'm not too sure if you will like it, but it will be more than enough to accommodate for all of you all. And looks to his daughter, to his right, as he says that. It was a collaboration with the Wood Elves in Venora. It has been named after Alfred, of course, in memory.
Fitting.
That being said, I will say it's not. This vessel is not for you to keep, but something that you have access to when necessary.
All right.
If I may ask, my lord,
You may.
does this vessel happen to be equipped with a ballista?
He says, as he ponders to himself, I'm not too sure, but I imagine arrangements can be made or one can be installed.
May those arrangements be made?
I'll look into it.
Thank you.
I would imagine it might be necessary given the route you would be taking.
Yes.
While it might be a ways away from those pirates, they tend to linger in many places. Well, is that all your questions?
All of mine.
Addie?
I have no questions. Deep in thought now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say this then. Actually, never mind. You win some, you lose some. All right, then King Eric will move forward and says, "All right. Regarding Ewan, of course, you do understand that. Oh well, I understand you are there, or you are planning to go there." And as such, like we agreed upon, or not really agreed, but like I said, he kind of looks around, make sure nothing is fishy going on, and says, like we planned, Sky will be accompanying you to your journey to UN. There's only one thing that is necessary, and that is just to accompany her to meet the priestess of Yuan there. And after that point, you're free to move as you please. But before that, it is your duty to protect her. And he looks at you with an intense gaze, and it should be your utmost priority. You all will be going in as diplomats, or under the guise of diplomats, but Sky will be the only real diplomat there. That being said, I do trust in your abilities to not protect, but to ensure a safe passage. As he looks at the barbarian.
Of course.
You have bested our most upcoming party, who was even trained by, well, under the mentorship of Valerian himself. So you have deserved that right. Almost a two birds with one stone situation, don't you think? Well,
Will she require an escort back on the return trip?
no. At that point, we will be in communications with the priestess, and other things will happen and won't require your attention. But the vessel, named after your father, will be present while Sky is there. And she plans to stay there, or at least the plan is for her to stay there until either you are successful in finding your, or achieving your goal, or until the time comes and life will have to move forward.
What is the time frame?
Hard to say. Right now, there's a lot of politics concerning Ewan right now, and you might see a glimpse of it when you safely bring Sky to her destination. But that being said, I would expect you would have at least a week or two before things really get I won't say anything for sure, but at least a week or two if things go well.
Sounds good.
Well, any other any concerns or anything at all regarding this that you need answers for?
No.
It is quite straightforward,
For me.
at least what you're trying to achieve.
When are we leaving?
A week or two.
Oh, a week or two. Like I thought
That's what he said.
I thought that's when we were leaving UN. Like when are we leaving to?
No, leaving
Go.
to UN?
Yeah.
So the king will say the plan is the earliest tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, so 2 days. It is up to you.
2 days.
If you really want, well, depending on how fast the ballista thing goes or whatever.
2 days is fine.
2 days might make it the time. And surely that is enough time for you to prep and gather whatever things necessary.
Of course.
King Eric will just bring this up and will say, if I recall, you have well, it looks at you, Zaler and Isla. You have something to do related to your father with his final message there in UN, correct?
Yes.
Are you willing to share? If I please,
We
if
shared already.
it's more so like remind him.
Oh, it
That's
was
what-
about. What was it? The dragon?
Meet with a dragon woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is about the limit of our information. He was fairly vague, which is typical.
Well, very Alfred-like, but it might be too much to ask. But please, if you find anything related to that, let Sky know. She'll be the one writing a very detailed report after all, her time there. If that's something
okay.
you're willing to share. He kind of looks at you, too.
Depends on what she has to share.
Well, he will look at his daughter and says, well, I trust her abilities.
No, it's in the dragon lady.
Got it. My
Depends
apologies.
on what she shares. If it's private to... or what would have been private to Alfred, it will likely remain that way.
Well,
But if it's general information that will help, we will inform her.
sure.
As he tilts his head towards Sky that time.
Taylor is so brave.
Wow.
I'm proud.
Wow. Well, I suppose.
the
He's too
daughter
tired
is
to
there,
care
right?
about, like, the fact that he's like, hey,
No.
he's just fucking honest.
The daughter is there, right?
Yep.
Addie would ask if she brings any adventuring skills.
Illusionist.
She's an illusionist.
She won't say anything, but King Eric will speak and says, my daughter is quite capable. She has received the finest education and has been propped up to at least be able to handle herself.
Sounds good.
But do remember what your priorities are, at least. King Eric will look at you, Addy, and say, "You're a man of faith, correct, Addy?"
The highest faith, yes. King. What's his first name, by the way? King
Eric.
King Eric.
I mean, his last name is Cleton, so I refer to him as his first name.
Mm.
He will ask you, how do you feel about war?
Like me.
Yes.
Ask about war.
Yes.
War fills me with distaste.
Kind of gestures you to, elaborate.
War is when my skills are most needed, and while I am not hesitant to share the gifts Vatum has given me to help people in need, I feel like war can be avoided in most cases, save for the ego of men that makes it happen anyways.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting insight, Addy. Well,
Why do you ask, O King?
a curious king. I am a curious one. See how the newer generation perceive things.
They're in disguise, right?
To some extent, yes.
Okay. Can I try to just like subtly, just like try to look at like their disguise and see if I can like tell that it's actually them.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
Oh, those just go. I was like.
I mean, to an degree.
Actually, kind of like lucky that.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think I've seen you use lucky in the longest time. Just re-roll it.
Nice.
That's tough. Alright, anyways.
Well, you can definitely see that the veil that they have covering their faces is some sort of magic item. That seems to mostly mask their presence. And those who are only either really adept at magic or are effectively know or told about their presence would be able to see them. They more so kind of just blend in more so than a disguise, but it is a disguise to an extent. That is what you can infer with an 8.
Nice. Wow.
Well. On that note, King Eric will say, well, I suppose our business has concluded then. In 2 days, come to the docks of Celeria. Any time is fine, but at least try to be there by noon. Travel by boat isn't exactly the fastest. And you wouldn't want to keep my daughter waiting, would you?
Ella is eyeing it, Lyle.
Yeah, Lyle. The Rizzler.
What? He's the king. We're gonna leave his daughter wait. Oh,
All right. Well, on that note, King Eric will begin to stand up and say, or the family will say their regards and, of course, their condolences for the final time. And his last words before they move on back is there will be many eyes watching you, but good luck. As they make their way out.
We're still definitely waiting 2 days for the ballista.
Of course.
Getting that ballistic.
Of course.
It's the last thing allowed, though.
Why are you so obsessed with this ballista?
Because
He wants the rocket?
Doesn't want a ballista.
I'll just
Who
fix
doesn't
things.
want a
He's
bullet?
a bard of creation. He likes extra, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after the king and his Commander Kane leaves, what will you guys do?
Sailor's gonna turn his head to look around over back towards Zir and Veronica. And then sigh. He's gonna walk up slowly.
Okay.
Probably just grab a chair on the way and put it in front of her.
You kind of just see them kind of bickering a little bit before you arrive. But as you arrive, Azir sits up straight and properly and just says, there you are, Azir. I mean, Desailor.
That's you.
Yeah. So,
Hi.
what can I do for you? As he kind of side-eyes Veronica.
He just looks from Zir to Veronica and back to Zir. Back to Veronica. Then back to Zir, like, I thought you set this up.
Right. Anyways. So yes, this is Veronica of the blah 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 guild. Too stupid of a name. Why can't it be short and simple? And she kind of bickers back about his Dumb Adventures Guild. But yes, you kind of just see Veronica here. She kind of introduces herself, and she says, "Nice to meet you, Desailor. Finally get to meet one of the children of the great Alfred Neri. My condolences, of course." So I heard a little birdie, as he side eyes to Zir, told me that, or she, sorry, says you wanted something from us, huh?
Was curious about something.
And what is that?
A potential working relationship, perhaps.
Is that right? Well, what do you hope to achieve in this working relationship, as she gives you air quotes?
Potential access to your facilities and the discounted rate of things such as spell scrolls for members, and in exchange, things of magical interest I happen to find, or stumble across, and what I will be doing coming the near future, I could inform your brotherhood of.
Why'd you stop? Finish your sentence. Go on, please. Well, I
Oh,
hear
you want the full title, Brotherhood of Academicians.
Yes, thank you. With respect.
It's a very long name.
It's a very prestigious name. And no chump can just walk up and ask to join. That being said, of course, I hear ya. And for a long time, I will have to say, at least as long as I've been around, I've always tried to you know, as you said, try to achieve a working relationship with your father. Your late father, sorry. That being said, he's always been, I don't know why, but old people and being stubborn, I don't know, it's weird. But your father would always deny my requests to, you know, work together to further improve our academic research, as they would say. And frankly speaking, while you may be the child of him, well, one of the children of the great magician himself, I personally don't see any merit in us having a working relationship with you. But you do have something that we have been well aware of that might allow us to have a working relationship. And that would be none other than the famous Alfred Neri's library. There are some things there that he has purposely, unpurposely, I don't know, maybe he was just being stubborn, has kept from us with his own research, of course. And I can understand, you know, your life's work, so on and so forth. But let's just say now that our greatest researcher is effectively gone, we'll be next to improve magic. If you know what I'm putting down.
I see.
Don't get me wrong, I think you are a wonderful child with great potential, but you're just not there yet. Maybe under our mentorship, you could achieve even greater heights combined with your father's information, but who knows? As she finishes that sentence, Zir kind of just goes off and says, Veronica, why are you being so selfish? Leave the kid alone. Like, stop trying to take advantage of this guy. And Zir kind of really trying to nudge her for, or mostly likely just nag her about it. You know, how she's acting right now, given where you guys are at right now. And she kind of just
For reference, Zaylor has just been looking at her this entire time with, especially after what she revealed she wants, just tired, uninterested eyes.
Yeah.
Yes, good job.
Yeah, immediately I was like, all right.
as she apologizes for a little bit, coming off strongly. So, what do you think, Desaler, Neri?
Your offer shall be weighed and considered.
Hmm.
Thank you for your time.
Got it. Kind of not really being discreet about it. Such as ear. Are children always this angsty? They always have this attitude. I don't remember this. Usually they just listen to their elders. I swear. And,
Isla tried her best to like hide her disgust in her face, just like keep smiling.
Zir is just gonna like face palm. If you guys want to roll an insight check on Veronica, you're more than welcome to.
Does Zayla even want to pause?
Wow.
I think
nice.
Zayla just has assumptions.
Yep.
So I think that he'll run with those.
Okay. Just Isla rolling insight. Okay.
Well,
It is what it is. Okay, so I guess
Pretty good.
yeah, Isla's the only one that succeeds. Isla, as you kind of like look at her mannerisms and the way she acts, she definitely reminds you of what those textbook nerds in school would be, but exacerbated a little bit, pushed to more extremes. Definitely reminds you of Desaler's no social skills to some extent. And Veronica's very straightforward and nonchalant about what she wants and how she acts. Obviously, you would pick up that she definitely wants access to Alfred's plethora of knowledge that he's accumulated. And it's something of probably is something any wizard would desire to have, or have access to at least. Addie, on the other hand, you just see this, maybe like a Desaler, but older, effectively, but a little bit more energetic. She grew out of her I'm a loner, I don't want to be around here any type of thing.
Yeah, the same person. She's just slightly more well adjusted to people.
But yeah. So I assume you, Sailor, take your leave from.
Yeah, he fucks up.
Yeah.
He stands up halfway,
Yeah.
so he did.
yes.
Okay. Since I already had you guys rolled, Isla and Addie, I'll mention this. There's obviously a history behind Zira and Veronica. Addie, you would just say, it kind of reminds you of with an 11. Reminds you of yeah, I guess 11 is probably pretty easy for this, but some a broken up couple. Isla, you can definitely see that there's a lot of tension between these two. And you can figure out that it's very likely these two were partners in some sense. Or if not, were partners.
They were either siblings or they were exes. One or the other.
I mean, we're siblings, but we're not like that, so
Yeah.
definitely exes.
There's a reason they're bickering, so.
I don't think I described Veronica, but I guess I shall. If I recall, Zir is human. So you would see Veronica as this half-elf with green hair, luscious, overgrown, and messy, if that's possible, hair. pretty long. It goes about to her, I'd say her knees. She's standing about 5'6", and she definitely has that very raggedy look, and it definitely looks like she was enveloped in some sort of atmosphere that probably kept her away from people for some time before this. She definitely puts, has the attire for appropriate for a funeral, but is pretty looks pretty half-assed, and
This is sailor. It's just as old as.
I would also say that you would pick up that if she actually tried with her looks, she's actually very or kept up, did the routine, kept up with her hygiene as well, just general hygiene. Not saying that she's like, disgusting or anything, but actually, if she put any effort into how she cared to how other people perceived her, she would be a very stunning person. But that is Veronica. She, I guess the last notable feature of hers is that she has these very beautiful gray eyes.
Spider.
What's up, Lyle?
The spider came out of the woodwork.
Ganked by spider. Okay.
Got a rise out of me.
Of course. Okay. Well, that was your meeting with Veronica, as they kind of just, go back to bickering and talking. But Zier comes up to the rest of you as, Zeta kind of fucks off. And says, once again, my condolences to you guys. Do you need anything from me before I take Veronica out of here?
No. I think.
Great. Okay. Well, you know where to find me, and I'm sorry about Veronica. And he starts to force Veronica out a little bit by grabbing her arm, so on and so forth.
I hope they made up. Isla just mumbled.
Let me roll something. That's not my D20. You definitely, when you say that, Isla, you definitely see Veronica kind of just like how her head kind of just turns immediately when you say that. Kind of, gives you a quick glance, and then it goes back to looking at Seer and so on, kind of just complaining and so on and so forth.
I didn't say anything.
Of course. Okay. Well, on that note, what would you guys like to do? You guys have 2 days.
Zayla's just found a spot to wait for Lyle.
Guess Lyle's gonna walk away from. Say goodbye to everybody. Walk away from the funeral just to bump into Zayla. Say, "Oh right, we're doing something, aren't we?" Well, lead the way.
He shall. He's heading back to fucking Ignat's.
Oh, we're doing this again? Oh my god.
Sneaking up on him.
Okay. Well, what about Addie and Isla then? What will you guys do? As those two bugger off?
2 nights, right? Before
Yep.
we leave?
Yep.
I just tell the party to see me the night before. Yeah.
Do remember you have a place to stay at the Neri estate for the time being. You were
Okay.
given a room.
See me there.
Okay. Isla?
Leave me in your own house.
Might have to talk with Derek and figure out what to do next with us leaving far away and the house and money and everything, like how to keep them safe and all that stuff, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, do we even need to have the big house? Now that no one's living in it anymore?
That's not true. People will still live in it.
Those-
But Derek will tell you that,
The maids and stuff.
yeah, they will handle it. And that while Alfred is gone, memories and things he has left behind will keep the
Do
place
we
safe.
have enough money to keep it?
Oh, he says, Derek will tell you, don't worry about the finances. I will, when you return from Ewan, I will teach you everything you need to know about our
Yeah.
finances. But
Just me. Not Sailor too.
Derek will tell you, this place can be maintained and kept around for at least 10 generations.
Damn, scary. Okay, don't tell me more. I don't want to know.
And he will also mention that the magic that Alfred has enchanted this place with will effectively keep it around for as long as he lived, basically.
Like, we're good for like 1,000 years.
Alright. I should be shocked now. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll let you do your job. Thank you. Trusty old butler.
Derek will ask if you
What
need
can
any
we do without you?
if you need any allowance.
Oh, I don't know.
Allowance
Ask
of our own
Sailor
money.
when you get back.
Well, he's still managing it. It's a trust fund. Is that what it's called?
Well, I think it's properly just like specifically Isla's.
We'll see.
I mean, he left it all to her.
We will find out when she returns from Ewan.
Eric's just in charge of all the money, or the running the numbers and shit. He runs it basically, but Isla, I guess, technically owns it.
Thereby making her the most eligible bachelorette.
Pretty much.
Great.
Yeah, but no. She's like very sheltered, knows no one. So like
Perfect.
Okay. Well, then we'll swap over to the other two as they make their way to Ignatz.
yes.
Okay. So, as you make your way there, tell me what you're doing. What's going on?
And so on the way there, the Zaylor weirdly, like, enthusiastically, despite how tired he is, starts going over the plan he's made. I guess. Alright, once we get within 500 feet, I'm going to cast Levitate on myself and keep myself from touching the ground or anything else. You're going to walk me over there, down the stairs that lead into a shop, and you're going to open the door. Then you're going to teleport me with your thingy to above him, preferably like behind him. So that when he turns around, he'll just see you, and I will have successfully gotten behind him.
I see. See, the thing is, Sailor, I can only send you 30 feet.
His shop isn't very big, it should be fine.
Excellent. Should be alright.
Wonderful. And you see almost a glint in his eye that's akin to when he's, like, learning or looking at something, like, magic related.
Okay. You're really invested in getting this old dwarf.
Yes. It's not elaborate.
Huh.
Okay, so
But once Zayla gets close to 500 feet, he's going to do a good old levitate on himself.
all right, Lyle.
I'll just, like, he's not trying to hide at all, just walks right up to the door, knocks, kind of.
You don't really get a response, but I assume you make your way in.
Yeah, I make my way
Okay.
And as Sailor floats up to me,
He's just like holding onto your shoulder since he can't, go forward.
Okay,
himself.
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then I cast Face Step on the Sailor, and assuming I see Ignat, send him behind Ignat as I say hello.
As he doesn't turn around to look at you, but he's working on his whatever project at the moment. He kind of says, as he sighs, "Hello. What can I do for you?"
I was wondering if you were selling any more pickaxes.
Before I sell you any pickaxes, do you have the pickaxe that I rented you out? I rented to you?
I do indeed.
Yeah.
So I'm here to return it.
Just throw it my way.
I'll give
The Sailor's going to try and catch it, assuming he actually does throw it before it hits the ground.
As you throw it, Ignat is gonna say, and as he says, "You kids never listen, never learn," and he's gonna just give you a light slap to Sailor as he doesn't even acknowledge you. As you float in there
to the side of the room where
Yeah.
he hits him. Fuck.
I thought you knew how Tremorcess works. As
I
long
didn't
as
touch anything.
you were
this time.
touching,
touched
you were touching Lyle, touching him, and every footstep he makes allows me to sense you.
Fucking stupid.
At least I got my pickaxe back. I was starting to worry when the kid showed up and you didn't. Well, are you
Next
actually?
time.
Yeah. If there's a next
Also,
time.
is my thing done?
Yeah. He just gives it to you as he kind of walks over to the place he stored it in. There you go.
Hey. He takes it. What's it look like? To
Remind me,
specification.
what was it that I had you make? It's been a while.
Basically,
'Cause I can't remember if it was the chain.
it's like a book lock-in chain, like
Yeah.
something to encase Alfred's spellbook and chain it to Desailor.
Yeah, okay. So you kind of just see this almost, it's almost like a carabiner.
Carabiner.
Yeah, like a type of setup going on. As you know, you see like this. It's the fixture where the book would be placed. You can kind of like slide it in like a phone case, like one of those. It kind of like surrounds. It has enough so it can kind of encase it, but that it has a carabiner beaner thing that you can attach to a belt or any bandolier or whatever. Optionally, he does give you a chain as well if you'd rather prefer that. As the chain does kind of wrap around it to give it some more extra security. He will mention that this, because he's such a skilled craftsman, that he was able to effectively make it craft it to the point where it doesn't make sounds when it kind of moves. Like it's a very tight fixture that the chain can move around freely if you want it to. It has some like slack, I think is what you would call it, for like a rope, but it wouldn't make any sound. It's designed to the point where it's like you don't it wouldn't touch anything other than maybe your clothes, but I imagine it's probably not gonna like make any noise that's noticeable enough. But yeah, Ignat will also let you know if you want A belt, custom made. I can't do that.
Can't or can or cannot.
I can't do that. Leave the leather working to the friggin' elves.
The chain should do fine itself. For the moment, at least.
What's it? Does it look like mithril, like shiny and?
It's you wouldn't tell if it's mithril or not. It's been I mean it shines obviously, but he kind of tried to make it discreet given how you are dressed.
Yeah, I was going to say if there was any shine to it, Zayla would just literally pick up, like, wipe his hand along the floor and like grab soot and just start like fucking covering.
It definitely looked like he put some sort of, or he sanded it down, or he put like some sort of a coating that would make it. Yeah. So yeah.
Perfect.
Well, if you need anything else, you know who to go to. But I'm getting busy, so don't just come in here and ask for something the next day. I'm really getting sick and tired of this.
Poor thing.
Next time I show up, you won't know it.
Ignat will look at Lyle and you'll just notice your hands, Lyle. He says to you, are you, what's your name again?
L.
L? Speak up.
Lyle.
Isle?
Lyle. As he shouts.
Yes, Lyle. You seem to be a craftsman of some kind, an artist.
Something like that.
Have you ever considered taking a forge or becoming a blacksmith? You definitely look like you have the strength to do it.
He kind of tilts his head. Thanks. No, I haven't really thought about blacksmithing.
Shame. Dying profession. Only my kin like doing it. And they're humans, but they don't live that long. Great, but fleeting. Well, if you know anyone or you want to take up blacksmithing, let me know.
Already will doing that.
Now shoot. I got things to do.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll smartens up. Leaves.
Goodbye. I'm pretty sure you said your name to him, right, Desailor?
Yeah, I think when
Yeah.
like the first night.
Desailor and Isle.
Goodbye. Now.
Zayla walks out looking fairly pleased despite his failure.
Success at a cost. So what did you lose? Nothing.
He obviously swaps out his ramshackle setup for his dad's spellbook for the actual one.
Sure.
Locks it to himself.
All right. Well,
Somewhat more secure now.
That's quite the lot there.
Well, it's worth quite a bit, the book.
Yeah, it's true.
I should have prepared fly yesterday.
For what?
That.
As he, gestures back towards the shop.
I'd still have to touch you. Oh.
No, I wouldn't have had to touch you in that instance.
Oh.
I could have moved at my leisure.
But I think I need to touch you to
Oh, for the teleport.
for the teleport.
Does Zayla know that face step is essentially akin to Misty step?
yeah,
It's
it's
what he does.
I don't know if face up actually just explicitly states if it's magic, but it is effectively innate magic.
He can relate it to, like, he knows
Yes.
the spell Misty Step and can relate it to.
I might have to learn Misty Step myself. How would I open the door? Maybe.
I could probably still get the door. Just hover over or fly over.
That might work. Invisibility. No, that's concentration as well.
Zayla just starts mumbling to himself about spells and, like, combinations potentially they could try to fucking get this guy.
Alright.
And I assume you guys are making your way back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on your way back, as you make your way back, I think we're going to end today's session there then. Leave it on a relatively good note, I guess.
It's like foreshadowing.
What do you mean?
Foreshadowing that it's not going to be a good note next time.
Hey, I never said that. Don't foreshadow anything. Okay, well, that's session 22 of Soural. Yummy, yummy.
Hell yeah. Can't wait for like 100 years in the future where we're all level 20 and Zayla comes back to this guy purely to sneak up on him when he's older.
I don't know, maybe he won't be around.
That'd be pretty
Fucking
sad.
raise him from the dead just so I can sneak.
That's fricked up, man.
Hey.
You're trying to get the final laugh on him when he wants to just rest peacefully. Actually, I just remembered, he doesn't, he needs to be willing to be raised.
Oh, that's true. That's classic of a dwarf.
I'm gonna get the last laugh. I want this one.
Fucking travel to wherever plane he ends up in his afterlife and sneak up on him.
Okay. Well, that's where I'm gonna end today's stream. Bye bye, stream. Session 22.